Well, that was a classic defensive ball game all night long. We had a lot of respect for this team that we're playing because they're so good all the way around. And they showed it. It was really hard for us to get the ball downfield and scoring points. And we were fortunate in playing a really good game on defense. Had some great stops tonight, some just classic short yard stops. And down there on the goal line, Bradley, I guess, gets in the way on the fourth down play in the end zone. Just some beautiful football, and not the kind of football that everybody loves, but the kind of football that we love. And I bet Coach Zim, he thinks the same thing. It was a tough defensive day. And let me say this too about that these guys had only been giving up 90 yards a game rushing, and we rushed for over 200 a day, and that's something to be proud of. It was hard to do, and our guys knocked it out. Guys up front, the guys running, all three running backs had good averages and ran well, and we had pretty good mix. And whenever you run it 40-something times, you ought to win. So that was pretty good. You're gonna look at the numbers and see Russ. Russ was 10 for 20 or something like that. But when you add it all up, 42 runs and 10 completions, that's that 50 we're looking for. And so it worked out just fine tonight. Really was just. I think when a step away from it, it's really about the defense tonight. I love the way they played. They played so hard and so spirited. I don't know. It was almost poetic after last week's game that Bobby would get the chance to block the field goal, and he pulled it off and did it. It was just an incredible play. I think they're going to talk about it. We practiced it all week with Bobby jumping over the guys, never touched anybody. I don't know what happened in the game, but that's the way he was doing. He was able to clear the line of scrimmage without touching anybody. That was the plan, and very few people could do that, but he had pulled it off beautifully in the week and during the week, and so that's what the officials called. But I know that there's some controversy about that. It's a really big night for us. Love winning in this situation here Monday night. Something our guys have always done really well, and we're proud to be able to play a good football game for our fans. I know it took a while, but all of a sudden it just changed. A fantastic sack by the rookie Jacob Martin turns into a touchdown play for Jake Coleman. Beautifully, finish play, and just a lot of good fun stuff tonight. So I know you guys might not like it as much as we do, but we love the heck out of this one. Also, I'm proud to say that John Schneider is the all-time winningest general manager, and so I think that's really should be really the focus. I know some people want to talk about that stuff, but I think it's really cool that John's the winningest GM in the history of the franchise. So I'm pretty fired up about that. What do you got?
You had talked during the week about some missed tackles last week. It seems like that got really cleaned up this week.
I thought tackling was really good tonight. Really good. Good running backs too. Really quick, and we really saw Delvin for the most part, but our guys did a really nice job in open field, and we closed on stuff way better than we have. We've kind of been sporadic with it, but it was very consistent tonight, and really it's a good statement here starting this fourth quarter of the season here to play like that on defense.
What did the 7 defensive backs do for you? What was the thought behind that?
Well, it was just a little change up, something that the defensive staff Kenny came up with in the guys, and I thought it was a beautifully timed plan for these guys. A team that's really good and they protect well, and experienced quarterback. I think he had him off kilter a little bit, and I think the mixes of the calls worked out quite well for us.
Not similar to the bandit stuff you guys did in 2010?
That's what we call it.
Did you notice the opportunity for Bobby to make that play on the field?
Yeah, you got to give all the credit to Brian Snyder and Larry Izzo. They came to me and said, hey, look, we think we got something. And, every week they're looking for something in some phase, just to see what's available. And that was a great find by those guys.
What do you think of the game that Trey and Shaq played out there? It seemed like the coverage was spectacular.
I thought they played great tonight, and unfortunately the one deep ball, the Trey's all over it, and he just didn't get his hand on the football. But I thought those guys played great tonight, and it was really a big challenge because these guys are terrific receivers. And I don't know the numbers what they threw for, but it wasn't. They've been averaging 275 or something like that, and I'm sure they're below that. But I think those guys took advantage of a really good game plan tonight. Kenny put together a great one, and it really made a difference.
Was there any real challenge given to them after some of the yards that were given up last week and all of that, to the defensive backs in particular?
And so that's why they responded, because we challenged them. No, it didn't really happen like that. But there's always a challenge. I mean, it's not quite that easy. I mean, we could do all kinds of stuff if it was that easy. But yeah, they were disappointed in the way it happened last week. But remember that we didn't give up very many points last week. It was just a lot of yards, and so. But the best part is the question John brought up, is pointing out how the tackling was way better, and we're happy to see that.
George Fan earned more targets?
Wow, George, man, how about that? He almost scored. That's how he saw it. Gosh, if I just didn't slip, I'd have scored. Yeah, it's good. He's been playing a lot of snaps for us and done a great job at blocking for us, and he's run some routes and all that. But I don't know if you saw the sidelines. They went crazy to see George catch the ball. But he didn't quite get all the yards that were there. Maybe next time.
Did you want to throw it to him just to give him a little reward for all the blocking and things he's done?
That's one of the reasons. Yeah, yeah. But, you know, he's been playing a lot of snaps and hasn't got any passes thrown to him. And you know, so it's good that they got to know that he can catch it, you know.
The series right before the half when Russell throws the interception, I guess what's your assessment?
Yeah, you know, I'm kicking myself about that because I wish I would have been the one that reminded him. We've practiced the situations all the time. But just if the play doesn't, because I think there were 16 seconds left, there's time for all of our plays there. And you know, we're not going to run it there because you get one shot, you know, so we'd run it somewhere else in the sequence. But to remind him that if it's not their throw the ball away right now is something that we know, but he slipped, you know, and so then he goes into a whole different mentality. He's just trying to get up. He doesn't know what's up, and he knew where he was going with the ball, but he slipped, and so then we just didn't get rid of the football. That's what he needed to do, and he's kicking himself about it. So, but I wish I would have reminded him one last time before he went out. We had a chance to do that, and we didn't get that done.
You touched on the run game, but what made them so effective against such a stout run defense?
Well, I think we ran it 40-something times, you know. I don't know that it was anything other than just commitment. You know, our guys are pretty good at staying with it, and Shotty calls it, and Mike, you know, keeps dialing them up on the sidelines where to go with the running game. And it's really about commitment. And you know, we're okay. You know, we did all right in the running backs ran so darn hard again that it's a tough thing to stop. I think if we can stay that committed. It's hard to run the ball 40-something times in the NFL. How many people do that?
Was Doug Baldwin close to playing, or?
Yeah. He was right there with us. He's right there on the sidelines.
He has a chance to play next week?
We'll see. Yeah, we're hoping so. I mean, I can't imagine Doug has never missed a couple weeks, and he did everything he could have done to get back out there, but it was the right thing to do to not play tonight.
A couple weeks ago in Carolina, you guys won a high-scoring game, a lot of passing, all that. To be able to win different styles, is that important for a team?
That's balance. Yeah, I think that's what balance is all about. That you got what you need on the day. You know, you don't know how it's gonna come to you, and so that's if you don't emphasize the running game, it's really hard to call on it when you need it. And so that's why you've heard the commitment so strong for so many years. You got to stay with it, and so that when you need it, it's there, and you can keep doing it. If they can't stop you, you don't need to throw the ball and take any chances. Unfortunately, we turned the ball over tonight when that fluky play, but that was another great game of us taking care of the ball all the way throughout, and that's all part of the thinking.
Given how many new people we have on the defense, how gratifying is it to pitch a 58-minute shutout against a team that's going to make a play?
We're fighting like crazy to get that done, just for fun. You know, it wasn't going to be the determining factor, but yeah, it's really hard in the league to do that. You know, and this guy's almost got it done. It'll happen.
How'd you feel Kendricks played?
I saw him on a handful of plays when he really had something to do. I thought he was right where he was supposed to be a couple times. Made some good tackles in the open field, forced the screen beautifully. He's a really good football player, and we're excited to have him out there. I think he makes us better.
With the way the season started, all the overturn in the offseason, you're a win away from the playoffs now. You win Sunday, you're in. What kind of accomplishment is it for the team to have arced this way during the season?
Well, I don't feel that there's been anything accomplished yet. You know, I'm happy that we're playing good ball. We know how we want to do it. We're in the mentality that we've been in other years when we've really finished really well, and we've done some damage going on. It's available to us. It's there now, and I'm really excited about that. But I'll talk to me after we've accomplished something. We ain't done nothing yet. It's almost happening.
Anything else?
Well, wait. Is there any questions from Renwood?
When did you first start running the tackle eligible? Is that when you were the coach at Green Bay?
Yeah, it takes me all the way back to Green Bay School, and my friend John Borrow. You know, we're here for John Borrow. John Borrow's in the house. Nice going, JB. See you. Way back in the day.